Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, after 2 weeks of hiatus, we are back from our Bryan Danielson mandated suspension because none of us could afford to pay the goddamn fines. Welcome back to the Absolute Podcast. We are the exploding barbed wire DeathCast with the cheap eat heroes. Every episode's broadcasted on YouTube, usually on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but obviously we took a small period of time off. But we are here today to talk about Revolution. We're not going to waste any time. We're going to jump right into it. So, boys, Revolution, this is AEW's WrestleMania. I know you guys are just as excited as I am. We are coming into it on Sunday. The first major announced match was obviously Ospreay and Takeshita. We'll get to that later. But on the card, we're starting with the 8-man scramble. We have Wardlow versus Brian Cage, Hook, Lance Archer, Powerhouse Hobbs, Chris Jericho, and two randoms. Before you guys guess out of that group of 6 who's going to take the dive, I want to know who you think is actually going to be in this match. Man, I got money on something really, really weird right now. Rollins, what do you think before I chime off?
Well, I already looked at the collision spoilers, so I know one of the mystery people in the match.
And it is?
Dante Martin.
Okay. So the third guy...
Was he in a triple threat?
With Brian Keith and Penta.
Okay. Because I remember Brian Keith and Penta being in the match. I forgot who the third person was, but okay.
Yeah, it's
Must
Dante.
Have been.
I think, if I remember correctly from the collision spoilers, that's what it was. I don't know why they taped collision right after Dynamite, but whatever. Yeah, so this match was originally meant to be Meat Madness, but Miro and Keith Lee are not healthy at the moment, so that's why that match was scrapped.
So the 8th guy is obviously not going to be Okada because that would be absolutely shaming his name. Dreezy, who do you think is stepping up to the plate?
Well, it's going to be either Matt Sydal or the person he's fighting for the opportunity, which is, I think his name was Magnus. It's not Nick Aldis. It's some Mexican Magnus.
Hold on.
Yeah.
They actually on Ring of Honor they I know what you're talking about. Hold on. ROH. It's not Sean Spears, that's for sure.
No, because he's in NXT.
Good for him. It's gonna be Dalton Castle or Johnny TV. Lee Johnson.
What?
Big Shoddy. Oh wait, no, he's facing Mike Sydal, not Matt Sydal.
Yeah,
Mike.
it's
Mike.
Matt Sydal versus Magnus. And that's going to be on Rampage. And let me see. Is there a spoiler for it? Yeah, so Matt Sydal versus Magnus. This bout is to be qualified match for the All-Star 8-man scramble. So it's going to be one of those. Guys, I'm not sure who won. I'm guessing it's going to be Matt Sydal, though, because who the hell is Magnus?
Well,
he was
obviously
born for this role.
Yeah, he's going to be born to disqualify himself. So Wardlow's going to win this one, right?
Yep.
Pretty unanimous, I think.
Yeah, I don't see a world in which Wardlow doesn't win this, unless they want to randomly push Lance Archer.
I'm game for that.
Don't get me wrong, Lance Archer all day, but
that was me.
Wardlow. Wardlow's gonna win because of the whole Undisputed Kingdom thing. Which,
if you guys have watched Dynamite for the past 5 years, you know that Lance Archer comes, he loses, then he leaves for 3 months. Then he comes, he loses, he leaves for 3 months. So
he goes back to where he's actually a champion in Japan. He goes back to the area where people actually respect what he's capable of doing. Lance Archer is great. Lance Archer is a rock star. And
I don't disagree with that, but I'm just saying he's not winning.
And they paired him with Jake the Snake Roberts for what reason? I mean, Jake the Snake comes out, he does like an occasional bumper spot, just like, hey, old man, here you go, boop.
Yeah, it's like Arn Anderson or Ric Flair.
Yeah, what was the point of pairing Wardlow with Arn Anderson? That did nothing.
It went nowhere. Why did they do that?
Well, Arn Anderson went to a long-term care facility. That's where he went.
My bigger question is,
did he pull out the Glock though? Did he pull out the Glock?
No.
Let's stay on track and talk about this match.
Yes.
and
Yeah.
not Arn Anderson.
Lance Archer. Obviously, like objectively, like we also have Hook and Brian Cage in this match. It's probable that we could see Hook also take contendership. I would say put it between Wardlow and Hook, and that would be something great to see. Chris Jericho could eat the L. Hobbs could eat the L, and does it really matter if Lance Archer is there in the first place?
Hook.
No, he was just one of the meat people that committed, and unfortunately that got canceled. But he's still going to show up, so that's why Archer is there.
Brian Cage should not be the one eating the L. Honestly, if it wasn't Wardlow, Brian Cage should win this match.
Well, I still don't understand the rules of this match.
Powerhouse
Is it
Hobbs.
elimination, or is it just whoever gets the pin first wins?
Scramble sounds like a pinfall, which is why I think Hook and Cage won't even be included in this fight. They're going to do their own little thing somewhere else.
So this match potentially
they're going to beat the shit out of each other.
There's potential that this match will never end, because think of when we have triple threats and four ways. There's constant pin breakups. In this one, you have 8 guys doing it. It's never going to end. It's going to be a never-ending match.
Also, Rollins. I just want to throw it out there.
You're gonna have to
Rollins.
duct tape 6 other people to the barricade outside just to get a clean pin.
Go ahead and actual Rollins.
But I'm also Rollins.
I'm kind of Rollins.
Calm down, kind of Rollins.
Yeah, I don't know how this became a jab at me tonight.
It's not a jab.
Whoa.
What do you
Taking
mean?
this the wrong way, buddy.
Yeah, I mean, like that. We are all commemorating the greatness in your name, Rollins. Please have some self-confidence. The only person that should be offended is Little Stinger, because he's been left out.
I'm sharing a name with my mortal enemy here.
That is true. You are.
So,
I have nothing against Wardlow winning, but why the hell are we not pushing Brian Cage? I do not get it. I really don't. Like, he's so much better than, let's stick him in a feud with Hook over the FTW Championship. Whoop-de-frickin' do.
I mean, there is some history with Brian Cage in the FTW Championship.
Yes, that's true, kind of, Rollins. But
Cage could make that more relevant of a title than Hook has been.
Absolutely true.
That title needs to go in the trash.
It does, but it does exist, unfortunately.
Don't tell that to
Sleazy, I think.
Sleazy, yes.
I thought you were gonna say Taz. Well, yeah. If Taz finds this podcast, he's Taz-plexing all of us.
Yes.
I'll take one.
Why are we disregarding the fact that Chris Jericho is on this match?
I was actually going to say, if anyone has a chance of winning, it's Chris Jericho, because he would need something to do, and we all know he's not going to take a break ever. So,
we do know he's going on tour with Fozzy.
He's supposed to already be on tour.
Yeah,
he's only here because of the other people's injuries.
Chris Jericho doesn't want to take a break. John Moxley needs to take a break, but can't, because every time he tries to go on vacation, AEW is like, "Hey, John, you kind of something screwed up, and we need you."
Somebody else always gets hurt when he needs time off.
It's so true.
Orange Cassidy needs a fucking break as well. And how you gonna do that? He has to lose the title soon.
Well, hopefully sooner than later. Let's move on. It sounds like we're about to talk semantics with this silly, goofy match.
Yeah, because I don't think anybody actually cares about this match.
I do, because it's chaos for the sake of chaos, and we need to let chaos
reign.
We overlooked an important part, is that the winner of this match gets a shot at the World Championship. So
yes.
Yeah, but so they're going to drop the World Championship on this pay-per-view and then give the bottom of the card a title shot.
No, but I mean, this match still has a little bit of significance. It's not just like super random. Like, it's not just to get everyone on the card. It does have a little bit of stipulation to it. So,
well, the fact that stipulation exists, we know Lance Archer's not winning.
I mean, like,
poor Lance Archer.
We could wrap back, which is sad because he's a champion in Japan. Let's wrap back around to this match at the very end of this conversation. But if Wardlow does win, it's a connective tissue to the world title match. would they actually take the risk to put it on Hangman and Page or Swerve in opposition to allowing it to stay on Samoa Joe, whom I believe is to be a transitional champion? Are they going to belt one of these guys and allow Wardlow within 2 weeks to drop that belt off of them?
Hangman, yes. Maybe
Swerve,
Joe.
no.
Definitely not
Hangman,
Swerve.
yeah. Hangman, yes.
Yes.
He would drop it off Swerve, not Hangman.
No, Swerve would not drop the title to Wardlow. 100% no.
You don't think so?
No.
way.
Hangman definitely would.
Well, how so?
I mean, how would Swerve?
Hangman is a prolific AEW champion. He's held 3 of the most relevant belts in the entire company.
Yes.
He's held a. Oh wait, he's held a
Yeah,
third.
he's a tag team champion
right
in
tag
AEW.
team
Yeah.
as well as the world championship. What was the third belt?
That's it.
What's up?
Those are the only 2 he's held so far.
Unless you count the ROH 6-man titles that he briefly held with the Young Bucks.
Nobody counts those titles.
No.
Oh man, I'm sorry. sorry
I
for
could see
counting
Hangman
that title.
dropping it,
My
man.
bad.
You know what?
Hangman
I count ROH titles because I mean
Tony
look at how
Khan owns the
much
promotion.
look at how much of AEW's like main roster guys, like guys that will show up on AEW television, are holding those ROH belts. The Bullet Club Gold, the Gates of Agony and Brian Cage, Claudio Castagnoli, Eddie Kingston, and
Wheeler
Wheeler
Yuta, Kyle Fletcher, Athena.
Kyle Fletcher, Athena,
before they put her on ROH full time
Yep.
because they needed to boost the product.
and Danny Garcia and Chris Jericho when they were ROH and ROH Pure.
I think the only problem really is the trios title, though. The rest, I absolutely show them off.
Oh, even now the Kingdom.
Even even now the
Yeah.
Kingdom and
Even now
better than you, Bebe.
Yeah,
Wow.
better than So why
And FTR.
They kind of, you could look at the other way though. Do they not trust the Ring of Honor, like their main roster, to hold the titles?
All right. What's our next Revolution match?
Yes.
Yes.
FTR versus John Moxley and Claudio.
Speaking
All right.
of the revival,
So I know that like a lot of the conversation in the server is like, why is this match happening and all that. I'm really interested in this match. I'm very surprised though that it's not a 2 out of 3 falls match or a 30-minute Iron Man match, something. Because their first match 2 weeks ago, if I remember correctly, ended in a time limit draw. So you would think for this rematch, they would have done, a stipulation, like I said, 30-minute Iron Man match or 2 out of 3 falls count match. But no. But the reason I'm so interested in this match is this has nothing against Cash Wheeler, but I really like Dax Harwood, John Moxley, and Claudio Castagnoli. I love their styles of wrestling. Again, that's not a slight against Cash Wheeler, but for some reason, he just doesn't do anything for me. But when Dax Harwood is in there, I'm like, dang, he is good. Like, this is just my opinion. If Dax Harwood could go off and be a singles wrestler, I could see him holding like a mid-card championship, like the TNT title or something like that.
So who do you think is going to win this?
Do with that?
I mean, Dax Harwood might have to go singles superstar in a bit here.
Rollins, who's winning?
Because of everything with Cash Wheeler, I'm going to say Moxley and Claudio.
Well, Dreezy, do you have an objection to that?
No, I think BCC are winning this because Cash Wheeler's future is very uncertain, so it makes no sense to give him a win right now. So I think BCC is going to take it. But I agree with Rollins. I do wish this was some kind of stipulated match, not just a basic.
It'll still be a really good match, though.
Of course,
Yeah.
FDR doesn't know the meaning of bad match.
Truth.
I agree with both Sandy Rollins and Lil Stinger. There should be a stipulation, but I think BCC is going over.
And we have dogs.
Who let the dogs out? Anyways, also
2019 Roman
Rollins.
Reigns. Just in that dog costume.
Pittsburgh Joe Boy. What's your pick?
Pillsbury Joe Boy.
I don't know. I'm kind of in the middle here. With where Rollins said, like, a lot of us don't know why this match is happening. The only reason I feel that way is because they rushed the end of the House of Blues, fucking House of Black versus FTR.
My favorite faction, the House of Blues.
The ending of that feud was dog shit, and they immediately moved on for seemingly no reason. Like, that feud in my eyes should not have ended when it did. I want more of that. I can't care about this feud right now. Like, it doesn't do a whole lot for me. I want.
I understand it.
Yeah, I totally respect your opinion on that one.
And we talked, in great detail about that as well. You and me, Rollins. Like, what's that ending? Well, how is it going to just end out of fucking nowhere? And well, here comes Blackpool Comic Club.
Skills are built through repetition, gentlemen, and obviously, we're reflexing our podcasting skills. Yes, dogs. I apologize for that, but hey, listen, Bill, I agree with you. And Rollins, I see your perspective. I want to say that this is going to be an interesting match, but a great match, not so sure. This is like playing the hits for AEW. They're not really taking any liberties in storytelling because this has stagnated for the past 5 weeks, and they're just interchanging matches. You're going to get Danielson versus a member of FTR or Dax Harwood doing a singles match, and they just been doing the same thing for the past couple of weeks. It's not an interesting match, but I'll tell you what is an interesting match on this card. It is Daniel Garcia versus Christian Cage.
That is interesting.
Also, I think BCC is going to win.
BCC is going to win.
Yes.
Yeah, they can't pull the trigger on them losing because Cash Wheeler's probably going to jail. Cash has got a gun. The tag team career is on the run.
If he does come back, he should be managed. When he does come back from prison, he should be managed by Arn Anderson.
And he should join Bullet Club.
Yeah. Yes. Do it. Pull the trigger on it.
No, they should pull Joey Janela and they should be the Florida Boys. All right, we're moving on to Christian Cage and Daniel Garcia. Guys, Garcia all day. Christian Cage has stagnated this title, but in a fun way. I mean, they've built a lot of story around this belt with Christian, so Garcia dropping it makes it inherently interesting. So, Rollins, what do you think?
I want to agree with you, but they want to do the third match with Adam Copeland for the TNT Championship. So I unfortunately, I don't think Garcia's winning, even though I think that would be the right move.
I would like to see Garcia win. I would definitely do his dance in my room if he wins, but I don't think he's going to. I think there are going to be a couple other titles that are going to change hands, and I don't think this is going to be one of them, unfortunately. I can see them continuing the Christian storyline and eventually having Copeland beat him for good. Yeah, I'm going with Garcia. I'm sorry, I'm going with Christian.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm also going with Christian.
Well, okay, so there are two daddies here. Let's go.
I am going the opposite. I'm actually going to say this. Christian versus Cope doesn't need the TNT title anymore.
I agree.
I'm saying Copeland is going to screw Christian over. Daniel Garcia wins.
That's what I would like to see.
I agree completely. That's all. I mean, I think it's fair to assume that Cope is going to interfere in some way in this match, whether you think it's helping Christian or Garcia here.
So Cope does interfere, like
100%.
But how about Cope interferes to the extent that it only distracts Garcia, or Cope interferes to give Christian the win, and he was there with Christian the whole entire time. And they go on a tag team run.
I don't want to see Cope turn heel.
That smells too much like Russo to me right now.
Yeah.
He got
Don't you
smashed
dare.
in the head, taken to the hospital.
Yeah.
I don't see any reason for Copeland to join Christian other than the fact that, we're brothers,
Nostalgia
a
trip.
heel.
Yeah.
I still think Luchasaurus is going to turn on him. Cope's going to pick him up from the ashes, and we'll see a changed Christian of sorts.
Well,
yeah, I feel like if Cope and Christian are going to be a tag team, it's going to be his faces.
You want the old school Edge and Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
you don't
what
want.
everyone wants to see.
You don't want.
But Christian was bubbly and fun back then. I mean, you're
And he
talking
can
about
be.
a character. He can be, but I mean, like, you're talking about completely deconstructing his current character.
Easy.
Yeah, easy. Oh, what? The same as MJF? You guys want that smooth of a transition? Well, I'm just saying because MJF went from being MJF went from being a hard as nails heel, Roddy Piper, to being like the faceliest of faces. Christian
by
right
using
now,
his actual life, the things that happen to him in life. Like MJF's a real character, or could be perceived as a real character. Christian losing everything because he's an asshole, and the people around him finally turn on him. That's believable. That's an easy storyline. It's not the same as MJF.
How dare
MJF
you?
finds a friend and becomes a halfway decent person. No, he's still a piece of shit. We just love him for being a piece of shit.
Oh. Christian is a real father figure. He is your daddy. He is my daddy because I don't have a dad. He's the best example of fatherdom in the history of father. How
I'll
dare
take him
you
over
speak
my dad
so
any day.
odiously foul of Christian? Okay, we're not playing real life. This is a kayfabe conversation.
I don't have a dad, but fuck Christian Cage.
Okay, now it's getting too real. Shut the fuck up, kind of Rollins. Listen, all of our collective daddy issues aside, more interesting that Garcia takes this drop. Little Stinger, the only Lil can you change it to LIL?
Lil Stinger, like a rapper.
Yeah, that's your rap name, Tracy.
Yeah, Little Stinger, drop it down from the ceiling. We got you, baseball bats. Let's go.
Further down the road, but do we all, for the most part, probably agree that this belt's going to Ospreay?
The international title, yeah.
Well, which one? I kind of think the TNT actually.
Why would you put the TNT belt on fucking Will Ospreay? Why wouldn't you put the international?
Because it's TK.
He brought up Orange Cassidy last night. We're segueing now. That's
fair enough.
You just built a great segue. Good for you.
Good
built
job.
a better.
Congratulations.
You build a better segue than AEW builds entrances for Daly's Place. So we also. I'm sorry. They just walked the stage is raised.
All of them, yes. Wolf knows what's up, man.
Like you give Ospreay all the belts.
Every single one.
Give them all the Ring of Honor belts.
Even the TBS and Women's World Title.
Yes.
Well, listen, just give me an example to hear elevated every single week, and we're good to go. That song rules.
That song really does.
Yes.
Rules.
Yeah.
You could blare it, blast it. Let's go. Listen, Takeshita, I was rolling back his DDT hits this week. Yeah, this is gonna be a super match. Ospreay, anyone you put him in the ring with, is gonna give you a 4 to 6 star match. It's gonna be fantastic. You can't beat it. That's the way it's gonna be. So obviously they're gonna jazz up Ospreay for this one. We're all gonna agree on this.
Yeah.
What we really should discuss is where he's headed next.
They should break up the Don Callis family after this because what have they done since coming?
It's obvious it's happening. It's happening. So
Kyle Fletcher needs to come back, and
Mark Davis.
Yeah.
United Empire.
Mark Davis, I believe, was cleared finally, wasn't he? They're just looking for a time to slot him in.
Yeah, maybe like Ospreay and Mark Davis are like trying to convince Kyle Fletcher to be like, dude, chill on the Don Callis stuff. He's not all that in a bag of chips.
Ospreay also wants to bring more of his faction into AEW.
I see the only other member I could see actually joining AEW is Jeff Cobb.
I'll take it.
But
I like
he's
him.
doing stuff. But Jeff Cobb's doing stuff with Matt Riddle on the independent scene and in New Japan, the Chosen Bros.
The
Or
Coke
Riddle's
Head?
actually doing really well. Side note on that.
What are they sniffing cocaine in
No,
Japan?
no,
they're all
they're
cheating on they're all cheating on their wives. No, they're all
Sounds accurate.
breaking UFC rules. Oh, it's
Uh,
Riddle. No, they're sleeping with porn stars. There we go. That's what they're doing.
Riddle's sleeping with porn stars and smoking weed.
Just checking off all my bucket
No,
list.
you guys didn't see the reports a couple days ago where he said he was doing cocaine in WWE.
I'm not
Really?
And that's what got him in trouble. Yeah, we saw.
Come
We
on,
didn't
man.
do the we didn't do the news podcast on Tuesday, so yeah, maybe we're a little behind.
I'm definitely behind y'all.
Anyway, so I think we all agree Ospreay's gonna win this match, right?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
And I think this is going to be the best match of the night.
I could, this easily screams match of the night just because it's Will Ospreay.
And Takeshita, don't take anything away from him.
Of course,
'cause
of course.
No,
I would
Takeshita
never.
is. I said this last year. I said this when we all met. That Konosuke Takeshita is one of the greatest professional wrestlers on earth. He has never been given his due diligence. I've posted in the media share clips of him wrestling in DDT. The dude is young. He's like 23, 24.
He's not 24 and he's that size?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Dreezy. He's 20, I think 24.
he is 28.
Shit.
Oh, wow.
Still young.
Still
young.
young. Still younger than me.
Still young for
We were all
professional
pieces of
wrestling.
shit at 20.
I don't remember 28.
He's not
I'm
30.
a year away
He's not
from
40.
28.
I'm like 3 years away from 28.
He's only 1 year older than MJF, and MJF is considered like a baby. So
Yeah.
Well,
That is
MJF
true.
is also considered to be one of the five greats on earth right now.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
So let's give this
And
guy.
there's a rumor that AEW is going to be doing a pay-per-view called Dynasty in April, which could be where MJF returns.
I can see it.
hopefully.
They leaked that 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Dynasty.
I mean, it's up to MJF when he comes back to this fucking point.
Wow, yeah. He's not AJ Styles or Drew McIntyre. We already know he resigned. Let's move.
100%.
Yeah, it's come on, guys.
I don't know if this will be match of the night. That's the only thing I have to say. I want it to be Tony and Deanna, but I know better.
MJF is only coming back to AEW if MJF is only going. Excuse me. MJF is only going to NXT or WWE if WWE elevates their product to the level of NXT Gold in 2016. That would be an excuse for anyone in the independent wrestling scene to defect to redefine their character, because honestly, AEW wouldn't exist without NXT Gold or Ring of Honor or New Japan Wrestling. It's a fact. Let's be real. Let's stay grounded in reality.
That is absolutely true. I wholeheartedly
I'm sorry.
agree with you.
MJF is AEW all day long. And if
For
I'm wrong,
life.
if
Except
I
until-
am wrong, I shit you not, I will eat cod liver out of a can,
Ew.
unseasoned, on a podcast.
I don't think your thought's wrong, but I think it's more of it would take his relationship with Tony falling apart.
Yeah, okay.
That would be
Which
true.
I know.
The cons are independent billionaires. Anyone that says that money doesn't buy happiness is completely bullshit.
I agree.
MJF has the world. Whatever he wants,
Uh.
Tony will make sure he has, as long as he, keeps doing what he does.
Well, he also thought he had that with Punk. Not
Okay,
listen,
CM
go ahead.
Pink.
no, I'm gonna shut up on that one. Fuck off.
so being a business owner or a director or a manager of multiple people, you're managing personalities. It comes to a point where you have to look at your cast beyond. So he has to say, is this one person so toxic as to his presence here is going to affect the employment of other people? Max has unlike Punk, there's the MJFs. there's Max the person, and there's MJF. And he tells you when he turns it on and off. You see it at signings. You see it at excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm still choking to death. You see it at scrums when he goes to scrums. You see half Max and MJF sitting at the same table. I believe that MJF is going to be an AEW mainstay to the unforeseeable future. Now Eddie Kingston and Bryan Danielson. Well, Bryan Danielson is going to assume a full-time role as a manager or a trainer in AEW, but Eddie Kingston has his Continental Crown Championship up, his Triple Crown up on the ropes coming up on the 3rd. I don't know. The Kingston's always been divisive in the communities that we've always frequented. It's hard for me to call this match because we've seen Kingston take down Danielson. What do you guys think? I want to see a Kingston win here, but I also know that Danielson is on a farewell tour as well, so it might be good to strap some gold around this guy's waist into the unforeseeable future.
I am going with Eddie Kingston in this match for 2 reasons. One, because Eddie Kingston put that stipulation in that he wants Danielson to shake his hand at the end of this match. And 2, even though I wasn't able to watch Dynamite, I did go back and watch a clip of the trios match, and Danielson submitted Kingston. So what that said to me is, okay, Eddie's going to retain his championship on Sunday at Revolution, because they wouldn't have Danielson, submit him if Kingston wasn't winning over the weekend.
That's that WWE mentality.
Yeah.
50-50.
Yeah, as you've said to me, Rollins, every time you see someone go through that contract signing table, they're gonna retain. If it's the champion, they're gonna retain.
Yep.
I think that Danielson is winning this. He's on the clock. His career is coming up in just a few months, and I think this win is going to be his history books thing. He's going to be in the history books as a champion in AEW. I don't think he's going to ever win the AEW World Title, but this trio, whatever international championship, whatever it's called, Continental Crown Championship. That's going to be his one championship that he actually wins in AEW. And to go along with the handshake thing, I think what can happen is that Danielson will beat Kingston, but then he'll say, you know what? Even though I beat you, I respect you, so I'm still going to shake your hand. I think we could see that. So, yeah.
Bold prediction. I'm going with Danielson on this one, mostly because, yes, he is on his farewell tour. He does, and if Tony Khan really wants to, cement Danielson's legacy, what better way to do that than to give him some gold? And he'll have the ROH championship, which is very much Danielson's baby, as we all knew back in the day. But on the whole handshake stipulation, 2 years ago, Eddie Kingston gave that same stipulation to Chris Jericho. He beat Chris Jericho. Right. And do you know what happened? Jericho didn't shake his hand. So
he's an asshole.
Who's to say Danielson won't do the same thing? We know Bryan Danielson has that ability to be like, yeah, but I'm going to be an asshole and not do it. He threw a sign on Eddie Kingston from a fan that said Eddie's a bum. Who's to say he wouldn't do that again?
That is definitely true, C-Boss. No, I'm not.
Don't you mean kind of Rollins?
Whatever.
Also, Rollins.
I'm sorry, guys. I want to lay some ground rules. Make sure that we are acknowledging each other by our screen names, please. That's important.
I've been trying
little
to do
Stinger,
that
I don't know. Little
time.
Stinger, I don't know why you're laughing right now. You're taking this way too seriously.
What?
Kind of
Sandy Rollins is going to have to pay a fine.
Also, Rollins, you were saying? Also, Rollins decided to take a vow of silence.
Sorry, I had to change my name real quick.
The
Just a little
best
update.
Rollins. Oh, I'm changing that name so
So, okay, Kingston, Danielson. My original pick was Kingston, but I'm on board with Dreezy on this one. I
I
think
convinced you.
you. Well, yeah, you push. I was there, and then you pushed me to the edge. Yes,
All right.
I think Danielson's going to win, and he's still getting that handshake. I like to believe Danielson's just been trying to push Kingston to be the best he can be. And this is where he finally earns his respect, as he has with the rest of the BCC. So that's my hope, anyways.
All right. So let's get to the women's match. Toni Storm versus Deonna Purrazzo for the women's championship.
I'm sad that this is the only women's match on the card. I really am. I wish the tag team match that I had been suggesting was actually happening, but yeah, it's not. So
Well, we still don't have any 0-hour matches, do we?
no.
Oh, that's true.
So that's a little
Unless
weird.
they're gonna throw that Superstar Scramble.
I think that's going to be the main show, though.
Yeah,
Uh,
I could see it.
Yeah, they're gonna throw 3 matches in the 0-hour. Usually Hook is the headliner for the 0-hour match.
Well, he's
For like-
graduated to a pay-per-view opener now.
No way. His
Is he
dad,
doing-
his dad is Oompa Loompa his way into this.
Oompa Loompa Doopa Dee Doo.
All right, so Tyler Black, who do you have winning this women's match?
Oompa Loompa Doopity Doo. Taz was in ECW. Sorry, it's cool. For this Purrazzo, dude, are you kidding? Deonna Purrazzo's one of the top 3 most talented women's professional wrestlers on earth. Has been for the past 7 years. Anyone that's and I'm gonna say Tessa Blanchard because she's talented, right? Julia, talented. Hikaru Shida, talented. But I mean, like in terms of raw talent, Deonna Purrazzo outshines all of them, and she is a multifaceted champion. She should be the AEW champion. She sets the precedent for championships and technical skill as a wrestler. And maybe if they put this belt on there, they're actually going to bring women back who are ready to wrestle. And that's what I want to see. Rollins. Sandy Rollins.
There you go. I also think Deonna Purrazzo is winning, mostly because, one, I hate this character from Toni Storm. It is run its course, and it's just not very good. But two, with Statlander as champion, there's so many good matches that you can have with her as champion. Number one is her.
You mean Deonna Purrazzo?
Yes. Yeah. I'm saying Purrazzo as champion. If you have Purrazzo as champion, there's so many good matches you can have. Number one for me is Statlander, because I think Statlander versus Deonna Purrazzo would be a fantastic match. We know Mercedes Moné is coming in, so you could do that match. Jamie Hayter, when she comes back, there's that match. Athena, there's that match. I'm trying to think. Those are just the first names that came to mind. So I think there's way more options for Deonna Purrazzo as women's champion. And yes, I did see what you changed your name to, Corporate Rollins. I see that. So that's why I got Purrazzo, because she has way more options.
I think Toni Storm is going to win this, and I honestly don't really have an explanation why. It's just a gut feeling. As far as Purrazzo goes, I've never seen her outside of AEW, and to be honest, I'm not impressed at all from what I've seen so far, but that could be because of who she's been wrestling against, so might not be her fault, but so far I'm not really feeling her too much, but I think it's just too early for her to get the belt. She needs to, I don't know. Like I said, I don't really have a good reason for why Toni's going to win, but I just feel like she's going to win one more pay-per-view.
Lil Stinger, are you a TNA fan? Are you following TNA currently?
No.
Okay. Then
What kind of
Whenever-
TNA are we talking about? I'm joking.
okay. Corporate Rollins. New Rollins to the party. I'm not going to ask anyone to educate anyone. Please seek out your sources independently. Deanna Purrazzo was in NXT as well, and she did some time on the main roster in WWE. She is absolutely fantastic under the moniker of Deanna Purrazzo the entire time. She's carried a legacy of strong, hardworking, and effective women's wrestling. Rollins, with the C. How do you feel about Deanna Purrazzo potentially taking the women's title off of Toni Storm?
Now, allow me to start this business meeting with a yes, please let Deanna Purrazzo win. I like Toni Storm, the wrestler. I don't like this current character. It's bland. It's and it just screams. It's like, yeah, we're trying to bring characters into our women's division. Look at all this one character. It's not a good character.
Corporate Rollins, would you say that it's very black and white and as bland as a tea plate?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Very gray.
What?
Please, okay, continue.
And watch for the shoe.
Tits out. So,
Chin up, tits out, watch the shoe.
Yeah,
I like Toni Storm. I have ever since her NXT UK days. She was the reason why I used to tune in to watch the NXT UK Women's Championship. And she was on SmackDown briefly. But it's Deanna Purrazzo's time. Like Sandy Rollins said, she has better match options in the future. She has Mercedes Moné. She has Jamie Hayter. She has Chris Statlander. She even has Britt Baker when she decides to come back. Like, you have so much more options. I just don't think Toni Storm could do anything with that set of opponents that Deanna Purrazzo could. Pillsbury Joe Rollins, what do you got for us?
So many delusional Rollins in this chat right now. So many. Toni Storm's character is some of the best character work I've seen in a long fucking time. Now, I agree. If you want to say that her character has played its role, it's done, let's move on. I'm on board with that shit. Get the fuck out of here. But I think that's why Deanna's going to win. Deanna is going to destroy this Toni Storm's character. She's going back to her roots, man. She's going to be a badass again. Sting Rollins, you mentioned these names, god damn it. I've noticed with how obviously Toni and Deanna have been wrestling on the same nights a lot of times. Not similarly skilled opponents. Toni's been in a lot of squash matches, whereas Deanna's had like Kira Hogan. She's had my wife Aminata.
That's my wife.
We can share. I don't care at this point. Just give me weekends, whatever. But she's had opponents that are worth making look good. And Deanna's looked good in those matches, I believe. She hasn't had any squash matches. Hers have been real solid matches.
I'm pretty
So
sure
I think that
Deanna also faced Taya Valkyrie.
yes,
She
and
did.
hers were good matches. She made her opponents look fantastic. Toni was put against, I don't know, Ring Girl 13. Like, who the fuck cares? You know, she walks in as champion to smash the shit out of them. And last comment is Deanna does not need the title for any of those matchups that have been mentioned. They're still going to be fucking phenomenal regardless. But please give her the title. I want her to have the belt so bad. She's fucking amazing.
I think we all do.
The only reason I could see Toni Storm retaining this belt is if they want to make the feud between her and Mariah May be for the title.
But they're just like Mariah May. I haven't seen Mariah May outside of AEW.
Wonderful.
She's not world. she just doesn't seem like world champion material.
You're fucking up.
She is absolutely
She was
wonderful.
she was a Stardom champion for fucking 8 months with their world championship. Check it out. She was ridiculous. She ended a championship reign by twerking on someone. Bill, back me up.
Oh, I got to see that one.
Trust me, I've watched
Yeah,
it a few times.
I'm gonna
I've
have
watched
to
it a
watch.
few
I'm gonna
times.
have to watch that match for research
Pillsbury,
purposes.
Joe Rollins. Let's move. So we have 3 more matches to cover in terms of the current itinerary. And
I've got one question before that, if you don't mind, real quick, for
Go ahead.
Sandy Rollins.
Go.
Now, we've talked about how you want the belt on Swerve. A lot of us are saying it's too rushed. A lot of them being me. I will tell you every day it's fucking rushed. Take your time.
And I will
let 'em
back
work
you
into
up
it.
on that one, Pillsbury Joe Rollins.
It's different with Deanna. Fucking, she should have had the belt walking in the goddamn door.
Again, I think I want Deanna to win the belt. Pillsbury Joe
I
Rollins.
had a question, but I forgot it, so I'm happy with what I said.
Wait, Sandy Rollins. So, what is your final prediction for this match?
I have Deanna Peraza.
Okay,
winning.
I just want to
I
make
have
sure I got
the-
it right on my spreadsheet.
I'm so
Are
close to
you're
my
updating the
fridge.
spreadsheet.
I have the ability to do a bit right now, but the cream rises to the top.
Oh yeah!
Oh, but the cream
Yeah.
rise.
On to the next match.
Oh yeah!
Yeah.
Well, speaking of cream, how
Cream of the
about
crop, rise
Orange
to the top.
Cassidy versus Roderick Strong?
If you're a real
Oh.
man, you'll scoop a handful out right now.
Okay.
I am
What
so
the
turned off.
hell is happening? You're
Man, you already
awake.
knew I was gonna do this shit. Okay, so Roderick
time
Strong,
round,
Orange
Sandy
Cassidy,
Rollins?
Roderick Strong for the win. Move on.
Any objections?
I'm actually
None.
going to say Orange Cassidy retains.
Yeah, if Tony Khan has a brain between his fucking ears, he's gonna leave that belt. He's gonna fucking take that belt off of him at this pay-per-view, and then put him in the fucking title frame with Will Ospreay.
That's
Dude.
exactly why I'm saying Orange Cassidy is going to retain.
Okay.
So Orange Cassidy retains, gives him a reason to go after Will Ospreay, but Roderick Strong has also had matches in ROH with Ospreay, Okada, and Kenny Omega. Everybody. Roderick Strong is a monster. I posted these matches on our server before. Go watch.
He's awesome.
Go watch them.
I have.
Roderick Strong is not at the same level, but at the same quality. So I'm let's fuck it. The Wolf. Yeah. Eat the sour cream. I already did it. Roderick Strong can totally hold that belt and have it be something special, or use that motherfucker as a transitional champion. It's still gonna have a banger match. We saw him dismantle Darby Allin in Cleveland. It was fucking fantastic. He
Oh,
dropped that
God, it
motherfucker
was
on his
so
shoulder. It was
good.
great. It was great. C-Boss or,
I
or
mean-
corporate Rollins.
To be fair, to Darby Allin, he did have a little accident before the match, and
Yeah, because he a bitch.
yeah,
He's gonna accidentally lose the AEW tag titles this weekend too. It's gonna be great. Let's move on to an actual
Wait, hold
title
on.
match.
Wait.
Corporate,
Hold
what's
on.
your prediction?
My prediction is Roddy.
Roddy.
I think Hot Roddy's gonna win it.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think that
He's gonna wear the title around his neck as a new neck brace.
he needs to win the belt just to single-handedly keep United Kingdom afloat. Not United, Undisputed.
Kingdom.
Undisputed Kingdom.
Can't,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't know.
yeah.
I didn't know the UK was sinking.
Yeah.
I have friends over
And
there.
Roderick
I should warn
Strong-
them.
Roderick Strong is going to be the new prime minister of the UK.
Hell
Sting
yeah.
Rollins. Hey, can one of you Rollins folks give me a good Roderick Strong impression really quick?
Adam.
There
Adam!
we go. That's two.
Adam.
Sting Rollins is like, yeah, I just dropped down from the ceiling. Let's move on to the what could be one of the 2 main event matches. We have 2 potentials: Bucks versus Darby Allin and Sting, or Hanger, Samoa Joe, and Swerve. Let's start with that. I'll say my piece quick. We'll move on. We'll not move on from the match, but I Swerve's house. Whose house? Let's go.
Swerve's house.
I'm gonna be
Joe's
swerving when
house.
I'm driving. if my wife lets me leave the house that night.
Uh,
And I also have to be to work at 5 o'clock in the morning because I'll probably swerve out of exhaustion. But yeah, dude, like I'm swerve all day long. Samoa Joe has held a major title in every promotion that he's been in. Like,
Except the
great.
Fed.
What's up?
Except the Fed. Never held a world
NXT
title on the main
counts.
roster.
NXT
XT
World
counts.
NXT doesn't count.
I count NXT as its own promotion.
Bo Dallas is not a former world champion in the WWE. No.
Yeah.
And
NXT and WWE
What
are
about
two
Jeff Hardy?
completely different promotions.
No. What about Jeff Hardy? Let's
Fuck
be
Jeff
real.
Hardy.
He's a
He
WWE
counts.
World Champion.
Fuck
Yeah.
you and fuck you. So, Samoa
Matt
Joe.
Hardy isn't.
So Samoa Joe is an actual world championship, but he's going to be a transitional one. Who is he going to transition over to? The guy with the better mustache, or the Stone Cold Killer with the mediocre company?
At
What?
the
Yeah.
end of the night,
I'm sorry, it's truth. It's the truth. Listen, are you going to listen to convict music, or are you going going straight for NWA? That's the real question.
I don't even know what we're talking about anymore.
Yeah, at this point,
Swerve. So like Hanger has already had his time in the sun. I want Hanger to win because it's the ultimate fuck you to everyone in AEW, but a Swerve championship is just as relevant. That's what I'm throwing my hat on.
Yep. I'm going Swerve.
Swerve.
If they don't pull the trigger on this now, they're gonna miss the peak of it. I'm standing by that opinion.
Sandy, who do you think is going to get pinned in this match?
Hanger.
Or tap out? Hangman? Okay.
Joe.
Oh God, no.
So I'm really torn on this match because I think with my brain, with my genius mind, I think that
I
Joe.
would hope you think with your brain.
I think that Joe is going to win, but with my heart and my official vote is going to go for Swerve. And I do think that Hangman's going to take the pin. Corporate.
I don't think this is going to be a traditional triple threat. I think they're going to use weapons.
Well, yeah, of course.
It's a triple threat.
is
It's no DQ. Of
Yeah.
course they're going to use weapons.
No, but Corporate Rollins, we've seen triple threat matches in AEW where it's just a straight up wrestling match and they don't go out and use chairs and all
It's
that.
Swerve, dude. It's Swerve and Hangman.
Yeah, because
Somebody's
those were
getting
matches
shot in
with
the fucking
baby
knee.
faces that are too scared to use weapons. We've got two heels and a tweener. There's gonna be weapons, and there will be blood. I think the Samoan Submission Machine, the best Samoan World Champion in all of wrestling right now, is going to retain his belt by pinning the Cowboy. Maybe while Swerve is a bit distracted trying to do something or trying to cook up some sort of scheme with Prince Nana, but he's gonna get distracted. Joe is gonna make Hangman Adam Page tap out with the Coquina clutch. Samoa Joe is still your AEW World Heavyweight Champion, at least until Double or Nothing, when Swerve actually faces him straight up one-on-one and wins.
So where does that put Wardlow? Who's going to win that egg scramble match?
Well, they didn't say when the title shot was. It could be immediately straight up on the Dynamite after.
That's true. What if Wardlow cashes in his not so money in the bank TM at Revolution right after Joe wins?
That would be awesome.
I think it has to be an official match. I don't think you can just cash it in whenever, but I'm not sure.
It's not like what
not so money in the bank. Nice.
Whatever had.
It's not like the comedically large poker chip that is the
Wasn't it like a donut or a Sonic ring or something that
was for
Scorpio
the face
Sky
of the
won?
Revolution?
Oh yeah.
There's another one. There's the
the one that
steel
MJF
ladder
won.
match.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, for a comedically large poker chip. I don't know why. Bill's buried Dover. What's your take on the World Championship?
I agree with the majority of the room here. I think Joe retains. Hangman is going to eat that pin. But realistically, we have talked this into the ground so much in our Discord that I don't give a shit who wins.
What?
I no,
So you know
I mean
what,
that.
but-
I don't mean
hey,
it.
man.
I don't mean the way you're taking it. I mean
Fun
that.
Oh.
Then
statement.
I've seen so many different point of views and so many different sides of potentials for this match and what could happen afterwards that I'm extremely happy with whoever the fuck wins this match at this point.
Oh, okay. So
I'm
you think
very
every
happy.
theory makes sense? Okay.
You could do so much with Joe still. You can do Swerve, obviously, opens up so much when he finally gets that title, whether it's here or Double or Nothing or never. I don't know. And I personally missed Hangman's reign as champ. I wasn't watching wrestling at the time. It was during my, my break from it. So I would love to see him have the title again. I'm very happy with whoever wins this.
I just want to say Hangman's journey to the championship is one of the best things that AEW has ever done, in my opinion.
I
was
have
really, really
watched
good.
most of his matches that I've missed. Obviously, you miss a lot of context just watching matches, though.
Yeah.
Hey,
Well,
hey, no, hold on.
okay.
Hey, Dreezy, one of the best tag team matches in the history of AEW.
Dreezy?
Oh, I'm sorry,
There's no
Sting
Dreezy in
Rollins.
Okay.
Hold on, Sting Rollins is still hanging from the ceiling. Let's detach him. Hey, Sting Rollins, one of the best tag team matches in AEW history. Was it not the Young Bucks versus Hangman and Page and Kenny Omega?
Unfortunately, I haven't seen that because I missed the first few AEW pay-per-views.
At Revolution. Are you fucking kidding me?
I missed about the first year of pay-per-views.
With respect, brother, go watch it. We'll move on.
I've heard great things though. I can't deny it.
Revolution did.
Isn't it the highest rated pay-per-view or tag team match of all time?
No,
I don't think
It was
Revolution
dethroned?
started until
it's corporate Rollins, and I thank you for being corporately sound and statistically sound as well. I would expect that from a corporate Rollins. Morty, listen, Morty. Well, that's what I feel like. We got Sandy Morty, Sting Morty, corporate Morty, Pillsbury Doe Morty, like Tyler Black. Like that's how I feel right now. That's where we're at. Listen, dude. Yeah, you're right. Statistically, AEW held the most stars for a tag team match in that match. It was considered to be a perfect match, but there have been 2 cents in terms of tag. And the Young Bucks is one of those matches, but I don't know what else to tell you.
Move on to the main event.
Yeah, I guess Sting and Darby could very easily usurp that match.
So I just want to say something. I do have a few people's predictions in my spreadsheet already that have DM'd me, and this is by far like the most divisive match. So I'm excited to hear what you guys think.
Sting Rollins. Typically I wait until the panel goes before I talk my shit. I'm gonna throw my shit out there first. Sting is a traditionalist in terms of professional wrestling, and I find it reasonable to believe that he's gonna drop these belts to the Young Bucks and hang his boots and walk, because that's what an old timer used to do. Ole did it, Anderson did it, Cade did it. A lot of guys leave in a loss. It's passing the torch to the next generation. I don't think Tony Khan has the balls to pull the trigger on it, but if Sting stepped in and said this is the way it was supposed to be, it's going to be done by his specifications. We could see Sting and Darby drop these belts, or we'll see Sting and Darby carry these belts, beat the Young Bucks, retire the belts because they can't compete together, and there'll be a tournament for the new tag team champions, starting Dynamite and ending at Battle of the Belts in 3 months. So, yeah, it's sad. This is kind of like a weird state of affairs. I hope they do Sting justice. That's all that matters to me. Rollins, what do you think?
this should be the main event for the pay-per-view because that's the reason they're in the Greensboro Coliseum. They basically built this pay-per-view around Sting's retirement match. So it should be the main event. I think the Young Bucks are going to become the new tag team champions. But I would not be surprised if Sting and Darby retain because they want to send the crowd home happy. We've known AEW to do that, where they give the crowd a warm feeling on the way out. Although they didn't do that at World's End, I get it, but they have done that in the past. But I think it's the Young Bucks.
I have a question for you, Sandy. Do you think we'll see Surfer Sting? Because a lot of people are wishing for that. And my question is, will we see Surfer Sting one more time, or is he just going to keep it black and white?
I think he's just going to keep it black and white.
All right. So I have some things to say about this match. I believe, and maybe this is wrong for me to believe, maybe it's just a coincidence, but I believe that in a way, maybe a little bit, Tony Khan is trying to make up to Sting for the wrongdoing that WWE did to Sting. He wants to send him into retirement at the very, very top. So far, Sting is undefeated. I believe it's 24-0, maybe 25-0 now. I think that Sting is going to retire undefeated. I think he's going to retire as champion. There's no better way to go out than as a champion. And to counter a point that a lot of people say is that you have to pass the torch to the next generation. This is a tag team match. And who is the next generation in this match? It's not the Young Bucks. It's Darby Allin. So Darby Allin and Sting, Darby can benefit a lot from winning this match. It's not just all about Sting himself. It is a lot about Darby as well. So I think it makes perfect sense for Sting and Darby to win. Although I agree with Shane, if Sting says, no, I'm not winning this, then Tony's not going to argue with him. But I do believe Sting and Darby are going to win. And then I'm not sure what's going to happen with the tag belts. It's going to be interesting. I can totally see Darby holding the belts by himself and try to defend them. He's not going to last very long as a single tag team champion, but it's been done before in wrestling where people defend the tag belts by themselves. So I can see the Young Bucks beating Darby in a handicap match on a Dynamite or the next pay-per-view maybe, and getting those belts without having to beat Sting for him. I could see that happening. So yeah, that's my rant. And I don't think we're going to see Surfer Sting. Corporate, you're up next.
Where do I begin? First off, thank you for all the memories, Sting. Second off, I do think originally I had thought that this match was just to put the belts on the Young Bucks, give them maximum heat because they are heels. But looking at everything, looking at all the evidence, Sting should go out on a high note. He should win, him and Darby. And then on Dynamite, I think Darby should come out alone, put the tag straps on the line in an open challenge just by himself. And who comes out to take the straps off of him? The Young Bucks.
Yeah. Or the Young Bucks, they can play into the whole corporate heel bosses role and say, hey, guess what, buddy? You're defending these belts against us. And you can find a partner or you can go by yourself. And then they'll beat him for it.
Yeah. All right. Henry Rollins.
Well, quite the panel today. So many people.
Rotating cast, man. Rotating cast.
You know, that is the most, I'll be real here. That is the most perfect use of the Rollins moniker. Wrong Turn 2 is one of my favorite horror movies.
Henry Rollins.
I just recently watched all the Wrong Turn movies.
The second one's the best one, in my opinion.
I like the fourth one.
Henry Rollins, go ahead.
So
tell us about how punk rock has failed us.
Oh man, I love Henry Rollins, but that's a topic for another day. I'm gonna start off Sting and Darby. They're winning this match. Not even because fuck the Bucks. I think they will have the title soon, but they're not getting them off Sting and Darby. Obviously, you guys have already mentioned everything that really can't be mentioned here. With Sting's an old cat. He wants to go out on the Shield. He wants to put over the next set of guys. But I think Darby and Tony will convince him otherwise. I think they're going to convince him that he should win these titles, retain the titles, and let him fucking celebrate, man. Like, but I do disagree with all of you saying that Darby may fight for the titles by himself. I think this has been their journey from day one together. Darby's day one, not Sting's. It culminates with this match. They've got the titles. They defend the titles. Sting retires. I want to see them place the titles down and walk away from them.
Yeah, that could happen.
And
Also
no
on the-
Surfer Sting.
Also on the Surfer Sting bit, yeah, no Surfer Sting.
No Surfer Sting.
We'll see one in the crowd,
sad.
100%. But I don't think Sting will come out as Surfer Sting. Hell, maybe
So-
Darby will have some sort of Surfer Sting. team up.
Surfer Darb.
Surfer Darby,
so-
hell yeah.
It's possible.
Henry Rollins, are you maintaining straight edge?
Maybe we'll see a Surferhausen. I don't know.
I do like
How about a
that,
Surfer Ric Flair?
Yes,
Oh my.
please.
Oh my fucking
I
god!
do like that this is a
Woo!
I do like
Hey,
that
dude,
this is a tornado tag match, so
shortest ride, longest line. Woo!
Each one of Sting's oh my god, never mind. Each one of Ric Flair's ass cheeks the different Sting face paint.
Oh my god!
You say each as if he has more than two.
He may. I don't know, man. He's been through some stuff.
Well,
We can,
I
we can
actually
get Joker Sting, all right?
Yeah, I think we're gonna get. I don't
Oh,
think we're
Joker
gonna
Sting is
get
going to be on
Ringo
his
Sting.
penis.
We're gonna get.
Oh, God.
No, Sting's gonna come out as Joker Sting. Ric Flair's gonna come out as Surfer Sting, and Darby Allin's gonna come out as Crow Sting.
no, I want to see
Ooh.
Jay Lethal there as Black Machismo as well.
Love Jay.
Jay Lethal's gonna cement his face turn by helping Darby and Sting.
Don't you woo me?
I think there's going to be something unexpected in this match. I don't know.
Hopefully everybody is alive and well after this match.
Well,
We need
that's-
Charlotte
that's
Flair to
cool.
come out and say that she's
No,
not.
we don't need Charlotte Flair. Those
Maybe we
wonks
can get
give
David
birth.
Flair.
Stay away.
Like,
Wait,
yeah, you're
isn't
right.
he dead?
We don't need Charlotte Flair. We'll probably see some injuries during the Young Bucks match, but like,
Keep Ashley
That's
safe.
gonna be a shout out to Charlotte Flair.
oh my god! Shout out to Charlotte Flair, girl. You should have hung it up last year. Shout out to Charlotte Flair. Your WrestleMania dreams already came true. Stop roadblocking anyone else that's trying to get there. Shout out to Charlotte Flair. Your dad was a Flair. You're only half a Flair, and you should stop trying to roadblock all the other talents. Shout out to
Ashley
Charlotte
Flair.
Flair.
Why did
Shout
you
out-
go after the NXT
Hold on.
Women's Championship in
Hold on.
2020?
Shout out to Charlotte Flair. You were stopping from your husband from being one of the greatest luchadors on earth by his own hubris by not doing your job as a wife. Shut him up and shut yourself the fuck up forever. Shout out to Charlotte Flair. You are a true Flair child.
Yeah,
R.I.P.
who let women vote?
Shout out to Charlotte Flair. You should have signed with the AEW. Mercedes Monet is weeping on all of you. Will we see? All right, so boys, listen. I hijacked the last 30 seconds talking all the shit about Charlotte Flair. I'm gonna open up the door. You guys have anything else you want to talk about?
I do have one big. I do agree with Henry Rollins. There is going to be like a surprise thing. I actually think if the Young Bucks do win, Darby joins them. Remember, they did.
I don't want to
they-
see that.
They had talked to him about like some sort of like, oh, you should do something new or something like that.
No, Darby's two no gods, no managers. Go ahead, Sandy Rollins, bearded dragon Rollins.
I got nothing. I wish Statlander and Willow versus Sky Blue and Julia Hart had been added as a tag team match to this pay-per-view, but that didn't happen. So, yeah.
I want Chris Statlander and Willow Nightingale versus Stokely Hathaway in a 2-on-1 handicap match on the pre-show.
Naked. Go ahead, Sting Rollins. What do you think?
I think I'm gonna cry tomorrow or Sunday. So
I'm gonna cry a whole bunch.
yeah, I have never cried during a wrestling show, so I guess there's
I
a
have.
first time for
Oh, I
everything.
have.
I have.
WrestleMania 36,
Fuck you,
the
Doink.
Boneyard match. Fuck the
And
Boneyard.
I-
I legit cried after watching the Boneyard match because it was my two favorite childhood wrestlers going against each other, AJ Styles and The Undertaker.
I won't be able to watch Revolution on Sunday because I have family plans during it.
Nah.
Boo.
Yeah, that's why Corporate Rollins is going over to Tyler Black's place.
I think you should change your name to Kevin Nash Rollins.
Nash.
Should be there. I just don't
Andy
want to be
Rollins,
there.
I'm actually making kosher ribs. It's a joke. You can't make kosher pork. Go ahead, Henry Rollins. Anything else you want to pepper in here?
I'm looking at the card again, man. There's really nothing much more. I do wish there was another women's match. I agree on that aspect. I hate Rollins' idea of who to book for it, though.
Yeah, Queen Amanada should be in it.
Yeah, she should be. I don't care if it's
Queen
pointless.
Aminata versus Queen Aminata in a winner in a mirror match.
Queen Aminata and Rosa first to sit on my face wins.
Henry Rollins on a pole match.
Henry Rollins who's going to suffocate me first match.
Off topic of Revolution, but on topic what Rollins was saying.
Which Rollins?
God damn it, all of you. Just you're one. We're all one Rollins now. We are all one.
I'm a black.
Oh
Whoa! No, I'm not.
All right, Black
I'm
Rollins.
Tyler Black.
Black Rollins.
Say over there.
Okay, moving on. I think Stokely and Willow are going to turn on stats soon.
That's interesting.
Oh, that's not one I've heard before.
Well, El
It's off topic,
Generico
it's
is
fun to
numero uno, and we'll consider our future predictions for future podcast. Boys, I want to thank Sandy Rollins, Sting Rollins, Corporate Rollins, Henry Rollins, and El Generico for showing up to the party. You guys are always
Wait. What about John Cena? He's been here the whole time.
No, you cannot see him.
My appearances aren't cheap. I will take that in cash, please.
Oh my God, he's already being paid out for his Mortal Kombat appearance. Calm down.
And his OnlyFans.
My Peacemaker's fantastic. Anyways, boys and girls and children of all ages, and Devon Dudley fans, guys, listen. Thank you so much for showing up to the party. I want to thank Rollins and the Rollins
And
crew.
Rollins.
All of the Rollins.
The cheap Pete Rollins.
I didn't know this would turn into a tribute to me because I'm the original Rollins here.
Well,
No.
At WrestleMania, your Rollins will drop Rollins' belt, but that will be a podcast for a later day when we discuss WrestleMania. Boys and girls, children of all ages, thank you very much for showing up to the party. You can always join us down on Discord. The links there are right there in the description, and they tell us to tell you to smack that subscribe button, though I don't care about that sort of thing. We do appreciate you following. Check out AEW Revolution. Purchase AEW Fight Forever because it's super cheap. And guys, happy show. I'm waiting for Corporate Rollins to say something shitty before I click the end stream button.
CM Punk did nothing wrong.
Go the fuck away. Oh my God.
Fuck you.
Good night, everybody.
I'm
Best
the
in the
real
world,
Rollins.
baby.
I'm the real Rollins.
He goes out, baby.